So it seems like if we're going to have a new garden area that I'm going to call the fountain garden, we're missing something important, a fountain. Now I've been reading your comments and I see what some of you are saying. Erin, you're crazy. Do you not see all the problems that other people have with fountains? You're going to have to cover up a big concrete fountain in winter. You're going to have problems getting it all cleared out. You have all kinds of issues. And to all those people, I say this. Oh, ye of little faith, did you really think that was the kind of fountain I was going to put in? So we're at the most exciting part of this series. You have seen the design, the planting of the tree and shrub layer, the planting of the perennial layer, and now we get to the main event, which is the fountain. And I have been keeping this a secret from you guys, and it has been fun seeing what you guys thought I was going to do. It's in pieces right now because we're about to install it, but you get an idea of what the fountain's going to be. It's corten steel, you guys. It's not concrete. It's I would consider this to be sort of modern or contemporary. And I'm going to give you all the details on this fountain that came from Courtsen Decor in New Jersey. But first, let me catch you up on where we're at in the process of preparing for the install. So I've been working on this fountain base for some time now. And basically what I wanted to do here was get this fountain up higher. Because of how it slopes down here, it would have ended up in kind of a pit. So what I did was I used a bunch of stone and built it up. You can kind of see over here how high this got built up. It's probably up maybe 14 inches on one side. I actually wanted to go higher, but I ran out of stone. And I told myself I was not going to buy any stone for this project. I just wanted to use up what we had. I approached this project pretty much the same way I've done all of the stone projects here, which is by digging out some of the existing soil and then creating a base with paver base that I then compacted. The idea here was to try to get this somewhat level to begin with, so I had to build up the one side. Then I started working on putting some of the stone in there, and I made this a lot more difficult than I needed to be by trying to use up all these remnant pieces of stone. This was pretty much all the stone we had left on the property. Some of this was here when we got here. Some of this was left over from other projects that we've done throughout the years. I just wanted to use it all up so I didn't have a pile of stone sitting around and save a little bit of money on this. However, that meant everything was a different thickness. So it would have gone so much easier if I had just bought new stone that was all the same thickness. That's okay. I think this was a good project to use up a bunch of this stone in because it came together okay and it didn't have to be perfect. After I had that ring of stone built, we went in and we filled in with soil around it. So that's how we created these sort of sloped sides that we had on the side of this, so that one edge is pretty much level with the soil and the other edge is obviously up. On the highest end, it's probably maybe 16 inches tall or so, if I had to guess. Then we filled this in with a mixture of sand that came out of like the holes for the gate posts that we put in at the driveway. We had to get rid of that because it was just, once you dig down too far in this property, it's 100% sand. And then we got some just regular old road base, which compacts really, really well. This is just kind of garbage gravel and sand that's all mixed together, and we filled in the majority of this with that because we knew we weren't going to look at it, and that'll provide a really nice base. And at this point, we weren't worried about leveling anything at all. Then the next step was to bring in the sort of decorative stone, the part that you're actually going to see in this. And I used the same stone that I have used everywhere else here. Every other path is this same color of decorative stone chips. It's called Raven Black. There's always different ones depending on where you are, but fortunately, the place where I get stone from has had this for at least 12 years now since we started working with stone on this property. And because I did not want to deal with a big load of it, we bought it by the 80-pound bag. So this is me moving an 80-pound bag of stone chips in just a really attractive way. But the really nice thing about this construction method, because we had a strong base, and obviously it's much easier to just level out some gravel, basically. These stone chips have angles on them, so they do lock together nicely. They don't roll around like pea gravel does. Once we got it in there, we did just a rough leveling. It didn't have to be perfect. We just wanted it generally pretty much evenly spread out and up to, and in some cases, over the level of the stones that were there. Since I've got this turned up on its side right now, let me just show you sort of the anatomy of this fountain. So obviously this is the pump. It's mounted in there on this nice thing. This bit right here is where we fish the wires out of. So I'm going to take this cap off so we can fish the wires out, and I'll show you on the back side in a second. And of course this is where the water will come up through here. That valve is going to control how much the water comes out. Up here are 2 drain plugs. So let's go to the back side now. So this is the bottom of the fountain. So this is where we're going to hook a pipe up through there. So that come winter, all we have to do is uncap it and the water should come out. And here's where all the electric will come out. And then if you can see on top here, there's a little cutout, and that's where the wires run through there. And then of course we'll run the wires to the electric. By the way, when we ran the electric out to the end of the driveway that destroyed that whole garden, that was for both eventually putting on an opener onto our gate that we just installed and for running this fountain. So the electric is obviously, let me walk you over to where the electric is. Down this path, across the little bridge, and then we had the electric installed right there. So that's closest to the gate. That's also what we run the electric fence off. So we need the electric for 3 things. So we're going to have an extension cord that runs through conduit, electrical conduit, up through here, probably just through the path, and it'll attach to the bottom of the bridge. Probably just through the path will be easiest. And then we'll just cover it up with mulch. And then that will run through here. Probably I'm thinking we're going to have to hook up a post. I'm not quite sure on the part where the electric comes out of this, if there's another step in between that, or we're going straight into that electric cord. We'll see. Full disclosure, I'm quite sure that is not technically the right way to do that, but I think it's going to work fine. And I also think that's how everyone's running their fountains. It's just that no one's saying that's how they're running their fountains. Okay, then the other thing I'm putting through there is I bought some pretty cheap lights from Amazon because when I was talking to John, who owns Courts and Decor, he said it might be cool to have a little bit of light coming up to this waterfall edge. So we are going to try that. This is going to be a bit of a pain to have these clumping around in there, but way better to put the wire through now than try to fish it later. Then I'm going to coil all this stuff up so it stays out of our way. Good enough for rolling. So I just want to show you, this is after 3 trips to the hardware store, this is what's going on there. So for the drain, and then we'll connect to this once we get it in place. And then we've got a pipe that'll thread into there. Yeah. It's got a little cap at the end. I gotta go this way now, right? Here's the hole here. This is the hole right here.
There's holes all around.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Oh,
There.
I did not know that. Well, that's more convenient. Okay. Are we going down?
Yeah. I think I probably could come this way.
Yes, it can. It should come that way. Like, maybe just a tug by you will do it. Here you go. Stop there. Lift with your legs. Okay, now what?
Now take this, and this is kind of clamps, so put it around, and then it'll clamp onto it, and then you can tighten it up.
I'm putting it on this?
Yeah, put it around the pipe.
Anywhere?
Anywhere.
Like this?
Yeah, and then it'll clamp onto the pipe. Okay.
Hold on.
As long as I can get my foot out of there.
Oh, well, get your foot out. Move your foot. Why did you put your foot under it? Seems like a bad plan.
Coming down.
Okay. Perfect-ish.
Yeah?
Well, close. Really close.
Not that way.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
There. Okay. So okay, I did use this stuff, Fast Cure 5200. Fast Cure is the key. And put a dot on each light to hold them down. We'll see if it's cured enough or if they start floating away. Okay, while I'm filling that up, I'm going to put some of this in. This is this barley straw extract. This treats 8,000 gallons. I think I've had the same bottle for 3 years now. But I put this in pretty much anything that's going to have water sitting in it. So I do it in the stock tank pond, in the vegetable garden, the water bowl over here, and I'll put it in here too. It's supposed to help with LJ growth. Oh my God. I think we need to turn her down a little bit. I think I like it there. Now watch your fingies. Now we find out just how level it is. I like it a lot. I think it looks really good, don't you? So now that it's up and running, I can tell you more about the fountain. So this is the round infinity edge water feature. And the way it works is there's this little lip here. It's only maybe half an inch deep or so, and then it falls over, and then there's holes along the edge that the water goes into there. We've got the pump turned all the way down. This is its lowest setting, which I kind of like this. If you saw when we fired this up, you can get a lot more height out of it and make it a lot more dramatic. But I'm pretty happy with this sort of gentle bubbling here. It's a big pump in this thing, which I think is great. It comes in 3 sizes. This is the largest one. So it's like, I think 59 inches wide, 16 inches tall. I think they're all 16 inches tall. It's just the width that it depends on. And I think you saw how it came together otherwise. Honestly, I mean, I've never put together a different fountain, so I don't know if other fountains are more complicated, but I thought the setup on this was really, really easy. I'm very glad it was round, so we could just roll it into place. They do make a square version of this, which I would imagine you can't roll into place. So there's the centerpiece of this new garden, and I'm not the only one who's enjoying it. And in the next episode, we'll put all the finishing touches on this, see what it looks like in the end.